Hello students, welcome back to another video. Today we are looking at the topic tourism. I know that tourism is one of those popular choice for students from section C of the social studies paper 2 questions. So tourism is an essay that students will be asked to write in the social studies examination. It is an option, but over the years of teaching social studies, I have realized that this is one of the popular options that students oftentimes choose to do, right? So today we are going to look at the topic tourism. But before we start, I want to say a big thank you to all of my subscribers. And if you're stopping by my channel for the very first time, welcome. If you love this video, if you want to see more videos like this one, hit that subscribe button, like and share this channel. So students, let us begin, and I hope that this video will assist you greatly in your preparation for your social studies examination. Now, we often hear people talk about tourism, the tourism sector, but do we really know what the term tourism means, right? So if you get a question on the exam paper asking you to define the term tourism, this is what you could write. And there are many other definitions for this term, right? But tourism involves the movement of individuals. You could also write, it is a study of man away from his usual place of abode. Now, there are different types of tourism that exist in the Caribbean, right? And some of these tourism are, we have all-inclusive tourism, community-based tourism, timeshare tourism. You could also write independent tourism and also cruise ship tourism, right? So these are just some of the different types of tourisms that exist in the Caribbean. So let us look at these types of tourisms individually. So we're going to start with cruise tourism. And when we hear the word cruise tourism, cruise ship comes to my mind, right? So cruise tourism is a type of tourism where cruise passengers travel on a ship visiting a number of countries, right? And oftentimes these passengers would stop at various ports. They also sleeps on the ship, and most of the meals would be taken on board the ship for them, right? And the fun part of being a tourist on a cruise ship is that the ship usually docks at a predetermined port, right? And passengers get a chance to come off the ship. They go on land and they visit different tourism sites, and also sometimes they conduct businesses. Now, you may be wondering, what does a timeshare tourism involves? This type of tourism, so you may know someone that has a property or properties, and they occasionally use these properties, right? So they may rent the property and allow tourists from different countries or within their local country to purchase it or rent it for a specific period of time each year. So if you live in Canada and you like to visit Jamaica every summer on vacation, you could rent this property, so the owner will know that every year at a particular time this set of families coming to Jamaica, so they will make the property available for them. So we call that timeshare tourism. Now, we also have community tourism, and as the term suggests, community, this type of tourism encourages tourists to stay in a community, right, with a family that is registered with the local tourist authority. And usually, this type of setting allows the tourist to experience life outside of a resort setting. This type of tourism also encourages the sharing of cultures and ideas. So if you live in Jamaica and you're going to visit St. Kitts for a week, you're going to take a little vacation, right? The tourism board in St. Kitts could Find a family that is registered with their authority, with the local tourism authority, and link you with that family. So you'll stay with that family while you're in St. Kitts. They will carry you around, make arrangement to carry you around in the community, meet different people. You could share your culture with them, and you will also be learning their culture. So we call that community tourism. Now there's also the all-inclusive tourism, and I'm sure that most of us are familiar with this tourism. This is where most of the things that the tourist needs are located in one place, in one location. For example, in Jamaica, we have some large hotels such as Sandals or Moon Palace Hotel, right? And these hotels often offer tourists all-inclusive packages, which may include spa, food, accommodation, access to beaches, places of entertainment, water sports, coffee shops, etc. So when you have everything that you need in one place at one hotel, we call that all-inclusive tourism. Now, what does the term tourism products mean? We often hear that Jamaica has a lot of tourism products that attracts tourists to Jamaica. But what does the term tourism products mean? When we talk about tourism products, we are talking about all the facilities and amenities which have been developed, right, to provide the tourists with a variety of experiences while they visit any particular Caribbean country, right? And there are several types of tourism products in the Caribbean. We often hear people talk about the sun, the sea, and the sand as some of the main tourism products that attracts tourists to the Caribbean. But there are many others. If you get a question like this on your social studies examination, there are many other tourism products that you could write about, and we are going to look at some further down in the lesson. Now, what are some of the characteristics of a tourism product? For something to be classified as tourism product, it must have certain unique features, certain characteristics. And first, it must be produced by persons who work directly in the tourism industry, right? For example, it should be making use of a country's natural resources such as beaches, forests, and it can also make use of man-made resources in the country such as hotels, place of entertainment, and cultural environments such as food and music for it to be classified as a tourism product. Another characteristics of tourism product is that it is produced by citizens. Third, a tourism product must be something tangible, something that you can feel, you can touch, you can make, the country can make foreign exchange from it for it to be classified as a tourism product. And finally, in order for another characteristics of a tourism product is that it is produced by persons who work directly in the tourism industry. And as I said before, there are different types of tourism products in the Caribbean. And I've seen on many past paper questions while looking at the tourism question where this type of question is asked. Students are asked to identify different types of tourism products in the Caribbean, right? And it must be noted that every now and then, new tourism products become more and more profitable as the number of people travel increases. Yes, and as tourists look for different travel experiences. No. If you and your family, right, you guys are planning to take a vacation in a Caribbean island, you will want to know what are the different tourism products that that Caribbean island offers, right? And it must be noted that most of the times the Caribbean countries, they offer the same products, right? So now we're going to look at some of the tourism products in the Caribbean. And the first one we're going to look at is ecotourism, also called nature tourism. And as the term suggests, ecotourism refers to ecological tourism, and this deals with the physical environment of a place. It involves tourists traveling to destinations where flora, fauna, and cultural heritage are the primary attraction. And it also gives tourists a first-hand experience of that particular location. Now you must be wondering, Miss, what does ecotourism, what type of activities does ecotourism provide? So when a tourist visits a Caribbean destination and they state their interest in ecotourism, right, some of the activities that they can engage in are they could do scuba diving, right, to view coral reefs and marine lives, right, and we can see the beautiful the floras and the faunas and the different marine life animals that are in the seas, right? They could do underwater tours, they could do bird watching, they could do hiking and zip lining, just to name a few activities that ecotourism provides for tourists. Another type of tourism product is cultural and heritage tourism, right? So as the word suggests, cultural and heritage, some tourists are attracted to the Caribbean because of its culture and heritage, right? So this type of tourism focuses on the culture of a country with traditional communities that have customs, arts, and social practices which distinguish it from other types or forms of culture. There, we also have business tourism, right? And this just includes, as the word suggests, business, a tourist visiting a Caribbean destination for business purposes, such as to attend a conference, and business travel is usually a good source of revenue for many hotels as well as resorts in Caribbean countries. Now, we're also going to look at health tourism as another tourism product in the Caribbean. And health tourism involves the travel to destinations and facilities for obtaining healthcare services or health-related benefits. Now, the three main forms of health tourism includes a tourist could travel for a Caribbean country for medical care, for fitness and wellness, and also for rehabilitation and recuperation. All right, so we have come to the end of this video. I know that this video will assist you greatly in your preparation for your social studies examination. As I have said before, tourism is one of those options that comes on the social studies paper in section C. So if you decide that you are going to do the tourism essay, you can watch my videos, and I assure you that they will assist you greatly in your preparation. Remember, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please go over, like and share this channel, subscribe, leave a comment, give this video a thumbs up, and look out for another social studies video on the topic communication.